New Breed, Global Truth. Shalom, shalom. What's going on, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming through with a news brief. Yes, indeed.
Tuesday, California became the second state in the country after Colorado to approve regulations for recycling wastewater and bringing it through taps at homes, businesses, and schools. A common analogy has been from toilet to tap, but officials say direct potable reuse, as it's called, is not that simplistic.
We're getting a lot of headlines right now that imply that, basically wastewater will be served to the public and nothing is further from the truth.
Kirsten Struve with the Santa Clara Valley Water District says the decision made by the California Water Resources Control Board is historic.
This will be some of the cleanest water that will be out there.
Clean water that will be critical to our water supply. Though it's been a wet year in California, Struve says the next drought could be just around the corner. For more than a decade, experts have been looking to wastewater as a solution.
The item is adopted. The vote is unanimous.
The newly approved rules give agencies like Valley Water more flexibility for reusing wastewater for drinking water. State regulators say reusing it is nothing new.
Reality is that anyone out there on the Mississippi River, anyone out there on the Colorado River, anywhere out there taking drinking water downstream from a wastewater treatment plant discharge, which I promise you're all doing, is already drinking toilet to tap.
Locally, the Silicon Valley Advanced Water Purification Center already purifies recycled water that's later used on things like landscapes and cooling towers. With the regulations in place, agencies like Valley Water can add technology to recycle wastewater faster, making it drinkable. The rules state that the technology has to treat the water for all pathogens and viruses.
The purification process uses smaller and smaller filters and other methods to remove biological and chemical contaminants that might be in the water. That some of these filters their holes are so small that only a water molecule can pass through. So it becomes really clean, almost like distilled water.
Officials are projecting the regulations to be effective starting April 1st. The regulations require that water agencies let customers know before they start recycling the wastewater. In the South Bay, Zach Fuentes, ABC 7 News.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to affect more than just California residents. Anything going up the Mississippi River is pretty much going to be affected by toilet to tap water. That's right. The system is truly on demon time. So all of the feces, urine, vomit, body secretions, discharge, anything that's coming out of people's body is literally floating in that water, ladies and gentlemen. And, I've been warning the people for quite some time now. And, we can't really talk about these problems without talking about solutions.
Look this direction right here. We got our water supply. We got our wheel, we got our filter, we got our pump. As you can see, the hose is pretty much running from our filtering system onto the shower houses. Now, we got our waterworks pump, and we got our generator to keep everything powered, help everything facilitate and filter properly. And ladies and gentlemen, this water is coming straight out of the ground, and it's moving. The water is pumping through seamlessly and fluidly, just like your faucet when you turn it on. Here's our tanks. As you can see, it's plenty of water available. It's very refreshing. It's clean water. And this is because of y'all's charitable contributions to the Love Note system. You brothers and sisters make these things possible. And we are most gracious. And there's a lot to be done here on this particular land. Now, as we walk on here, as you can see, we got the tent nicely set up, everybody comfy, cozy. The next line of work, the next plan is to get some fencing done.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't come over here on this channel and talk about problems without speaking about solutions. The truth of the matter is we must prepare for what they're about to do here in this country. Because not only is the water supply tainted and toxic, downright poisonous, ladies and gentlemen, all type of parasites and so forth. That's not the only thing they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. The food. They got 3D printing meat nowadays. They're printing meat using 3D printers. These people are using technology from archons and shadow beings to create things that are supposed to be impossible. They're making the impossible possible these days. And you think the water is bad.
They just made meat from your number 2. Japanese scientists have developed a method to create edible steaks from human feces. Unbelievable? Well, it's happening. Mitsuyuki Aikida, a researcher at the Okayama laboratory, collaborated with Tokyo Sewage to address sewage mud excess. They discovered the content in the mud contains high protein due to bacteria, so the team isolated and combined these proteins with a reaction enhancer. Result? Synthetic steak. The meat comprises of 63% protein, 25% carbs, 3% lipids, and 9% minerals. And it's visually enhanced with food coloring for a red hue and improved flavor using soy protein.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they're literally trying to feed you shh. And meanwhile, in the meantime, in between time, we have land, ladies and gentlemen, where we can definitely set up chicken coops. We can get livestock. We have a clean water supply, as you can see. And what I'm doing at the moment is asking you, brothers and sisters, something that I rarely do. I'm a bit even flustered to even have to do this because I kind of expect the support coming from this platform. Seeing as how, we've been warning you of these things and actually putting our best foot forward to prepare for these things. I'm going to ask that you contribute, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask that you tap that Cash App, New Breed Global 77, New Breed Global Truth 77, and help support the work. Because there's a lot to be done here on the land. I got to travel to and fro. It's not that close. It's 5 hours from me. I got to go there, prepare some things, get things ready. We're gathering up the 50 men. It's just some of those brothers may need travel expenses covered just so we can get those brothers from one destination to the next. We're literally, I'm a bit discouraged because we're trying to get the land developed. And the only thing that we're missing is the funds. Literally, the only thing that we're missing to get the ball rolling is the support, honestly, just to be totally frank with you. And so I'm going to ask you to support the Cash App, support me at nubreed.love, get yourself some love notes. The reason we were even able to get a well which pumps out clean water like it's coming out your faucet, the reason we were able to get that infiltration system is due to you all contributing and showing y'all support. So I do thank you all for that. But again, I'm not one of those content creators that's just on here talking and trying to quote unquote scare the people. But let's be clear about this, ladies and gentlemen. The Most High is choosing us as shepherds to prepare for the times that are come. Now, I'm not going to go live real long on this one, ladies and gentlemen, but I do want to share some scripture with you. And the scripture I want to go to is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. And I want to start off at verse 14. And it reads, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." It goes on to say, "Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have to them." So, ladies and gentlemen, the world as you know it is going to change. And I thought I would share those verses because it's very relevant to the times that we're coming into. When you look at what's taking place, this so-called civilized country ain't gonna be so civilized when there's no water to drink, where there's no food on the table, where desperation comes out of people and people will do anything for $1, you know, or anything for their next meal. You'll truly get to see the evil side of humanity. This is the type of environment they cultivate. The elitists and those wicked beings, they want you eating fecal matter. They want poison and toxins in your body because this is what they've been doing. They've been doing this behind closed doors. The Vikings been at these parties and eating fecal matter, eating bodily fluids, eating vomit. They want that type of demon in the people. So in order for us to live clean, pure, and set apart, you know, we're going to have to do what we got to do because, hey, we're doing what we need to do to prepare. Let's go. Let's talk about the water.
It's just through the love, though, sister. You brothers and sisters make these things possible, and we are most gracious. And there's a lot to be done here on this particular. As you can see, it's plenty of water available. It's very refreshing. Ladies and gentlemen, this water is coming straight out of the ground here. And it's moving. I mean, the water is pumping through seamlessly and fluidly, just like your faucet when you turn it on.
So there's no need for them to be trying to feed you all feces water, urine water, when there's water in the ground, ladies and gentlemen. We have a clean water supply and unlimited potential farm grounds. And I can assure you, you're not going to get sick. You're not going to get parasites, worms, none of that. You know why? Because the men of the Most High have been actually preparing for this and doing what we need to do. The Most High told us to build us homes and dwell therein. He told us to plant gardens and eat from those gardens. We're following the scriptures. We're following the law, statutes, and commandments. We're doing what the Most High told us to do, but we do need the support of the people. And I'm going to tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen, I don't come from a background of an inheritance. I don't come from a background of farmers. I don't come from a background of people who have left anything for me. You understand? The Almighty have led me down this direction. It ain't like that I inherited anything or I was raised up to do things this way. This was a spiritual awakening that took place that really pushed me in a direction towards self-sustainability and doing what needed to be done. So as you can see, we're not infant stages. We're starting from the ground up, trying to prepare our people, something that we've never done before. A lot of us brothers, we come straight from the streets. You know, we come from real hood environments. Some of us have been through great trials and tribulations. And now the Almighty is gathering us to do a righteous work. So I just ask that you, the people, support so we can make sure that as the time dwells, we're able to meet every mark that we need to meet in the right time frame, because these people are speeding up their agendas. And, in the meantime, in between time, saints, make sure that you invest in getting you some clean bottled water. All of those filters that you're trying to put on your sinks, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. And the date that they gave you was April. It was April 1st. So in a few months, anything coming up the Mississippi is pretty much going to be toilet to tap water. So not only is that going to affect the drinking water, but you got to understand that's going to be coming out your shower head. That's going to affect people's skin. That's going to affect your brain. It's going to affect how you feel. How could you get clean if you're literally washing in toilet water? So, those filters don't work. But anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please show your support for the work that's being done. New Breed Global Truth 77 is the Cash App. You can also show your support on nubreed.love. I got more content coming. There's a lot going on in the world, so please turn your post notification bell on so you can get these videos as they're being uploaded. I'll be back shortly with more news to cover. Thank each and every one of y'all. With that being said, shalom, peace.